So hey guys, this is going to be a really fun episode. I think mostly because this is a question I get asked all the time and I find it really interesting. And that is, Sarah, what the heck do you do in the mornings? And I'm like, I wake up? I don't know. Except that I realize the more I get asked that, the more that's not true. I don't just wake up. I mean, I wake up, but there's other stuff I do too. So in this unscripted world of Sarah Uncut, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to off the cuff share with you what I do. So here's the deal. You guys know, if you've been following me for a while, I love exercise and I do it a lot because I love food. And if I don't exercise a lot, I'll gain weight. And I don't like to gain weight personally. It just doesn't make me feel good. So given that I'm not willing to give up food, I exercise a lot. So that's one of the things I love. And I really love feeling stronger. And obviously I'm aging, and in full disclosure, since we're Sarah Uncut, I'm going through menopause really, really early. And that means as a woman, I've really got to work on strength and I've got to work on bone building, and the weight bearing exercises really help me with that. All that being said, the one thing I never move in my mornings is some form of exercise. I work out with a trainer 4 days a week. I take Tuesdays off. Why Tuesdays? I don't know, but we take Tuesdays off. And then on the weekends, I take the dog for a really long walk. I really enjoy doing that. Or sometimes I'll do it in the afternoon, depending on the weather. Love listening to audiobooks while I do this. So for those of you who are waiting for the book episode, keep an eye out for that, you know, a lot of the times I will intertwine exercise and books because we all know there's no time. So here's what happens in the morning with Sarah Walton. I know, aren't you just on the edge of your seat? Probably not. But here's the deal. Here's what it looks like. All right, so I wake up usually around 6:15. I have lemon water every single morning that I leave out on the counter. I love coffee. Coffee's my absolute favorite thing in the world. I put a scoop of collagen in my coffee every morning. I use the Bulletproof Collagen that you can pick up at Whole Foods. You can also order it just right off of Amazon. And I do put that in there, one, because I don't eat meat. So I don't eat very many animal products. This is the one animal product I use. And I know so many of you are going to yell at me and go, Sarah, there's lots of vegan collagen out there. And I know there is, and I hate it. I'm sorry, just to be honest, it just tastes gross to me. So I've tried and tried and tried. And what I like about this one is I don't taste anything. But as I'm aging, aren't we all? That's something that's really helped. I also have an autoimmune disease called sarcoidosis. And one of the side effects of that autoimmune disease is early onset arthritis. So sometimes my knee will hurt, or sometimes my hands will start to hurt a little bit. And I found the collagen really helps with that as well. So once that is in my little body, I sit here in my office. Yep, here in my office and my chair that some of you have seen in like Game On Girlfriend Live, or if you happen to meet me through a speaking engagement, like your corporation hired me to come and speak, or your event hired me to come and speak, you've seen said chair in those shots because I rearranged the whole filming thing to put that chair in the shot with a really cool watercolor painting behind me. And that's where I read. Now, I schedule in my books, and I'll talk about this more as we talk about the books I read, but I schedule books into my calendar. If you are like most people, myself included, you hear a book recommendation. You hear someone like me talking about books. You're like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. And then you go buy the book, and then where does it sit? On your nightstand with 15 other books that you're not reading, right? So what I do is I actually schedule in the books I'm going to read, and I schedule a half an hour every single morning before my workout. So this is usually while I'm drinking my coffee, I will be reading a book. And it's 30 minutes a day. And what I found is you can get through most books during a work week if you work on it for 30 minutes a day. All right. And in addition to that, I'll listen to novels, or if there's a second book I want to be reading or listening to, I'll do that on the walks that I talked about over the weekend. And then the next thing I do after reading the book, except for Tuesdays, is I go work out. Now, in full disclosure, I would not be doing this if I didn't have a trainer. I know, it's uncut, people, so I'm telling you the truths, okay? I can't do it. I can't. If I had to go by myself to the gym, I'd be like, oh, look, Dunkin' Donut. Like, I would not go. But I know my awesome trainer, whom I love and adore, who sometimes I yell at, is there waiting for me. I show up. And on Mondays and Wednesdays, I stay for an extra half an hour because I intentionally don't schedule earlier clients on those days so that I can do a little bit of sprints, a little bit of running, anything to get my heart really pumping. I have really high cholesterol, which is funny because I don't eat animals, right? So I really have to work on that piece of my exercise just to make sure my body stays as healthy as possible. So I do work on cardio on those days, and I work really hard to make sure my cheeks are rosy and I feel a little bit of sweat because I think that's important. And I've personally noticed, I don't don't know if you guys feel this way too, but I've noticed on the days that I do that, I'm sharper. I'm sharper with my clients. I'm sharper with the writing I do. I'm sharper on video. I just feel better. Today was a cardio day. In case you can't tell about the energy. It's like, I feel better. Like I just do better. And so that's something, like I said, that is not movable in my morning routine. And then from there, I bust my buns home, right? I got to deal with the kids. Sometimes I'll make them breakfast before I work out if there's time. Sometimes I won't because they don't know what they want, or I just don't have the time. When I do, I try, or I'll leave something out on the counter for them. And my husband also loves to cook. So sometimes while I'm at the gym, he'll take care of that. When I get home, we're still in a little bit of the quarantine situation over here. So this part of my morning routine has changed in that we don't have to run the kids all over in the morning, because that's a thing. My daughter can walk to school and my son is at a magnet school, which is 20 minutes away. So there are times that we have to build that into the morning and times that we don't, because we're still on that hybrid situation. Thank you, COVID. So that's part of that. And then I have got the makeup hair routine down. Don't make fun of me. I think it's about 20 minutes. You're like, oh, that's why. That's why her hair's always up like this. I really do. I don't like primping. It's not my thing. So I always tell anybody who cuts my hair, I'm my favorite hairdresser's in LA. So again, quarantine situations and COVID gooey goodness. I haven't seen him in a long time, but it's coming. Anyway, so the thing I always say is I have to be able to flip my head upside down and get that sucker dry within about 10, 15 minutes because I don't care. Okay, listen, I promise you, Sarah, Uncut, I mean it. I just don't. I hope I always try to look nice for you guys because I love you. But outside of that, it's just never been my bag. Like, I know people try product and have other things and do other stuff. No. So, I always put on sunscreen. Let's see, what else do I do? And then I put on all the makeups here that you see. And then I am usually in this office working my buns off with the clients. And throughout the morning, I will have snacks on my desk. I love... This is so funny. I know. Listen, I'm just answering the questions everybody's always asked me. I know you guys are like, what? But it's truth. Goleen Original cereal is my favorite with blueberries and almond milk. That's like one of my favorite breakfasts. On the days when I feel like I need more protein, I'll sometimes do what's called an egg roll. You'll see that when we talk about here in Sarah Uncut. I'll talk about some of my favorite recipes and how I like to make food. After the first client, I'll go make an egg roll or I'll have that cereal. And I keep almonds, really fresh, organic, unpasteurized, raw almonds on my desk, usually in a little bowl, and a cut up apple. That's just my favorite snack while I'm talking to clients. And the other thing I always have to have around me is after I've had the lemon water and the coffee and then I work out, is obviously a lot of water, but I'll always keep tea on my desk as well throughout the morning. Herbal tea, not caffeinated, just to keep my voice, which you'll hear goes in and out because I use it all day, every day. All right, so I hope that helps you understand my morning routine, right? So it's waking up, lemon water, coffee with collagen and almond milk, reading every single day, working out every single day except for Tuesday, and then breakfast after I settle in a little bit. That's just my preference. I don't wake up super hungry. I don't ever wake up hungry, and I don't like working out after eating. I just don't feel as good. So I try to get all that out of the way. Once I'm settled in, that's when we hit breakfast. But here's the thing, you guys. If you take nothing from all this, my babbling, is that I hope that you can see you can always schedule in the most important things to you. Like, you may not care about reading a book a week. Like, you may be like, Sarah, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Good on you. Don't do that. But let's say you love to paint, or you love to decorate your home, or you love to cook, or you have a great green thumb, something I do not have. I kill everything. Look at this poor plant. You guys, I try. I read the directions. If you have tips, please give me comments. Anywho, if there's something else that you love in the morning, schedule that in that half an hour. You guys, a half an hour goes by so fast. And if you can get up, like what I always tell people who want to get up a little bit earlier, right now, I will be honest, I used to wake up at 4:30. COVID changed that for me. Coming in the fall, when everything goes back to normal, I might move it back closer to that. And when I do that, I move it up by 15 minutes a week. You guys, there's no like race here, okay? You don't have to be like the superhuman who wakes up or like, that's crazy. If you find that there are things you want to get done that aren't getting done, do them in the morning when everybody's still asleep. I'm telling you, it works. I mean, I just work here and all, but I'm telling you it works. And if you just move that up slowly by like 15 minutes a week, pretty soon you're getting up at 4:30, and if that's too early for you, 5:36, whatever it is for you, to steal that time back. Now, I also want to say for those of you that are not morning people, and that's why you're watching this video, is like, how do crazy people deal with mornings? And let's say you are a night owl and that's really when your brain works. The key about finding that half an hour of time is using your natural rhythms. So for me, I am a morning person. You guys, full disclosure, by 8 p.m., I'm a total idiot. Sometimes it's as early as 6 p.m. Like my brain just stops. It's like, we're done here. Packing it in. Like I don't schedule clients after that. Like I just don't because I'm dumb. Right? My brain is like out. So I know that's not the time for me to be doing quiet work. I would never, for me, schedule 7 p.m. writing time. It's not going to happen. I'll be like, and the pretty flower, nothing's going to happen. But in the morning, for me, after all the hormones have been replenished and all of the chemicals are back where they're supposed to be in the morning, I can fire it off really fast. That's what I've found. But I want you to hear me. If you are not a morning person and you do work better at night, then steal the time from there. Just make sure you do what you need to do to get the projects done you want done or to find the joy you want to have in your life. Like reading is a joy for me. Yeah, most of it's for work. Most of it's to make sure I'm on top of the industry and I know what's happening and I can deliver you guys great content. But that's a joy for me. And if that was gone, I'd be really sad. And those are the moments I want you to find in the morning. And chances are, if you're watching this video, it's because you're trying to figure out how to be more efficient. Like, how can I get more out of a day? I gotcha. And I want to honor you for being here. I think that's really cool. And if you're doing that and you find mornings don't work for you, woman, do it when it works for you. Nobody said it had to be the morning, okay? And I know all of us in my industry are super big on the mornings because we can steal a lot of time from the mornings before the email box goes nuts and before other people start to talk to us and before all those other things start happening. And there's one other thing I want to just plant in your brain about mornings. If you'll notice when I talked about my morning routine, there was no computer and there is no phone. I know, your brain just exploded, right? Yeah, I do not touch my phone until I'm at the gym. Unless like I'm running late or something crazy is happening and I need to text somebody, I do not touch it. Other than to put it in my bag to go to the gym because I might be listening to an audiobook or I take my foot picture for Instagram. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, right? That is all I do. Because here's the deal, you guys. The world is always going to want to tell you what your agenda for the day should be. It just will. They always will. Have you watched the news? Have you seen these crazy people? You pick up your phone and you give the entire world access to your brain and your day before you've said what you want to do with it, you're screwed, she said elegantly. Like seriously, don't do that to yourself. It's bananas. Keep that sucker, this weapon of mass distraction, right? Weapon of mass distraction. Keep it out of your bedroom if you can. Set an alarm like with a battery. You don't need your phone to wake you up. Don't believe that myth. That's just a way to keep the whole world in your bedroom. Right? So keep your phone out of your room and don't pick it up until you've decided how you want your day to go. Don't check your email. That's everybody else's agenda. It's people like me sending you emails. No. Go decide how your day's supposed to go. You're in charge. And the morning's when you set the stage for that. So even if you're a night person, you give yourself 15 minutes before you've got to head out the door, 15 minutes before people start. Don't spend those 15 minutes on other people's agendas. Create your own.